Welcome to Lesson 5 of mySci Unit 23, Our Place in the Universe. In Lesson 5, students will answer the question, how do shadows change throughout the day? Students will use models to explore patterns in shadow length and determine what causes shadows to change over the course of the day. They will figure out that shadow lengths are longer in the morning and late afternoon, and shortest around noon. The shadows fall from west to east over the course of a day. These patterns are caused by the Earth's counterclockwise rotation on its axis. In the engaged portion of this lesson, students will discuss their initial ideas about how the position of the sun in the sky changes over the course of a day and the year. Students will then observe a video of sunset over time, noting the position of the sun in the sky. In the Explore portion of this lesson, students will consider how you would know what time it is without a clock. They will watch a video to introduce them to sundials as preparation for making their own sundial. To make their sundials, students will use the gnomon template that you copied from the teacher pages. They will fold along the dashed line so the flap is on the side of the gnomon. Using tape, they will connect the flap of the gnomon to the edge of the paper plate. Students should find a place in the classroom that receives sunlight throughout the day, or take their sundials outside. In either case, the gnomon should face true north. Students can find true north using the compass. They should trace the shadow length from the gnomon onto the paper plate at least 5 times throughout the day. In the Explain portion of this lesson, students will discuss the observations from their sundial. Additionally, they will obtain information from a video about the apparent motion of the sun to explain the patterns they observed. Students will use this information to construct explanations to the questions: how do shadow lengths change during the day? Why do they change? Is there a pattern to where the shadows fall in their lengths? Why is there a pattern? And why is the shortest shadow around noon? They should recognize that shadow lengths are longer in the morning, become shorter at noon, and lengthen again as evening approaches. This occurs because of the apparent motion of the sun. When the sun is low in the sky during morning and evening, shadows are longer. When the sun is high in the sky at noon, shadows are shorter. They should also explain that shadows fall from west to east because of the sun's apparent east to west movement across the sky. Of course, the sun is really not moving. The Earth is rotating on its axis, which causes this apparent motion. In the Elaborate portion of this lesson, students will measure the shadows created using their sundials. They will record the time of day and their shadow length in the data table on the gnomon activity sheet in their student journals. From this data, students can develop a line graph that models how the length of the shadow changes throughout the course of the day. In the Evaluate portion of this lesson, students will complete a formative assessment. The evaluation covers content from the entire section. Students will answer a series of multiple choice and short answer questions about the Sun-Earth relationship and how this relationship influences day and night, the seasons, including daylight hours throughout the year, and shadows. By the end of this lesson, students will have observed and recorded changes in shadows during the day and use the data to understand that the sun's apparent position in the sky is caused by Earth's rotation on its axis and revolution around the sun.